What is the crack, lads and ladies? It is your main man Typho. Welcome back to another video on the channel. It's like 4:30 in the afternoon on a Monday. I don't think any of us like Mondays. I'm here with an instantaneous coffee. Shout out Kenko, by the way. Let me just like take a slurp of this and get it finished off before it cools down and shit. Okay, that's some hella peak right there. You know what else is peak? Sonic vs Speed Battle and any videos relating to it. Don't we all just love Sega Hardlight and Sonic? And wouldn't we just love another Speed Battle video on the Typho channel? Now, it's not going to be about any archetypes, it's not going to be me shitting on the devs. I can't guarantee that it won't be in this video, but I thought that we would do one of those how to get trophies easier videos 2026 edition. I thought maybe something like this could be useful for players, new and old, because of course the techs keep changing and there are new and easier ways to, you know, get by on Speed Battle. So how about we go into some details? Hopefully I can help you guys get trophies easier. I'm definitely not the man to be asking. I know I'm the Speed Battle boomer, but this could be useful to someone out there, and we'll just jump right into it. So tip number one that I would not recommend: going into your local neighborhood Speed Battle server and telling them that you're suicidal for trophies. Didn't really work, guys, so do not recommend that one. Your reputation could get a little bit tarnished in the process too. So if you see me begging for trophies, you can give them to me, but like, I'm probably joking, you know, so yeah, don't do that. So to make this video easier, I think I should probably get the basic things out of the way. Player level 15 is going to be a requirement if you want to get trophies at the easiest, right? Player level 14 players eat your heart out. You can get the next meta character and level it up to like 16, 17. You will be able to, you know, get by pretty well. But overall, you're going to get bullshitted by your player level disadvantage, and not only that, the game is going to try and rub it in your face to try and force you to buy more shit, to upgrade more shit, to then level up your account. I'm just saying, player level is definitely like something that we have to get out of the way ASAP if you want to be getting results. Don't be expecting results at player level 13, or using characters that are level 4, unless that character is Sheriff Sonic or something like that, and even still, you're not going to get results all the time with such little starting rings and very, very weak, feeble items, you know. But besides player level, you do want to have common competency that you would find in any Speed Battle player, so that would be the things like being able to understand racing lanes. And I'm going to throw this diagram quickly up on the screen. There's a racing corner. Taking the outside of it is slower, taking the inside of it is faster. Speed Battle utilizes this kind of fundamental all the time in all of its tracks. So you're going to want to be able to bear that in mind whenever you're traversing these Speed Battle tracks. Inside lanes will get you further away from people, outside lanes are slightly slower, so if the players behind you are taking the inside lane, they will inevitably catch up to you, you know. But the thing with that is, you don't want to be making yourself prone to attacks too much, so sometimes being in the inside lane would cause you to get clipped by attacks like traps and projectiles and whatnot. So sometimes it is better to be on the outside lane, but this is just all positioning, and yeah, man, racing lanes are so important in this game. They basically dictate a lot of results for players. Some of them just don't understand the concept, like, so anyone that actually does gets an immediate advantage right away, because this is a racing game after all. It's not a button masher the way that you see common kids playing it these days, you know. Another common player fundamental that I think everybody needs to have would be the ability to pick up like double item boxes, or item boxes that are near dash pads. There are so many examples of these in the little tracks that we have. We have about 24 of them or so, by the way. I'm not sure how many it is exactly, but it is the most monotonous rotation of tracks ever above 7.5. But yeah, if you need to be able to do these things, there's like tracks like Temple Gate and Pyramid Valley where there are a lot of these like item boxes and dash pads scattered everywhere, and if you're able to do these consistently, you're going to be having yourself some pretty good races, I'm not going to lie. Like the midsection, say for example in Temple Gate, where there are an item box on the left and an item box on the right further up on the middle dashpad section. I'm sure people that know tracks by name, I think you know what I'm talking about. Those are very, very important, and that's a skill that every player kind of needs to pick up if you want to be able to do your best, of course. The last fundamental that I would consider to be quote-unquote basic would involve the perfect vanish or perfect dodge that you're able to do in this game. There's been so many talks about it over the years. Like, I think it's existed since before Season 10, like it's really, really old. If you remember like my first 7k back in like Season 11, I abused the living shit out of perfect dodging because Spring Cream had just dropped, and to put it nicely, she was the most terrorist dictator character on the whole roster, man. Hedge Maze was genuinely apocalyptic. You could not handle it in races. The debuff lasted forever. People wanted to quit. A lot of people did in fact quit the game. Perfect dodging, I'm probably going to have like some clips I've played at this point like on the screen, but it doesn't work for everything. Some places it's harder to do than others, but this maneuver, which allows you to kind of feint through traps, is super useful. Extremely amazing too. It looks really good on gameplay. People think you're cheating, man, but like, it's genuinely a good technique to have because it allows you to, you know, dodge traps all the time. It's a lot harder to do against actual players. You can do it to your own stuff, no problem. But being able to do it to others with like anticipation, good habits, you'll just get used to the way people play over time. The aggression in this game is constant. So the more that you play against this aggression, the more you'll get accustomed to it, and you'll be able to kind of predict it better, because people genuinely do not play with their brains on when they play Speed Battle, man. They genuinely get on this game, there's like 2 cogs spinning in their heads, just about producing like a kilowatt of energy, and they just might win. But if they're not winning, they're going to be in 3rd place with that bot attacking the living shit out of you while you're in 2nd. So get used to that. That is a normal Speed Battle dumbass right there. There's so many of them in the game. I'm not going to name anybody because that's just mean. But there are so many players that play like this. See those guys? Don't talk to them. It's not worth it. I've done many years of trying to tell these people to stop. It always comes back in your face. So just play and move along. I think that's the advice that everybody wants to give. The advice everyone wants to follow, even with how overstimulating this game is, which I've told you all like at least a dozen times by now. It can be very hard. But yeah, that would be some of the basics that I would think are very important for this game. So for this tip, I actually would have to interrupt whatever race was playing on the screen at the given time. I apologize for this in advance. But here you can see that we are on the Speed Battle Global Leaderboard. Now, what I'm going to do is show you that you can in fact go into people's profiles. As you can see here, you can just tap into a person's profile to show you their favorites, their character usage, their current trophies. Better underline that current trophies part, because as you all recall, to refresh Leaderboard you used to have to restart the game or wait, you know, a race worth of time for the leaderboard to renew. But with this new feature, you're actually able to tap into people's names. As you can see here, Mr. Psychic Gear 5 just got himself a +5. Congratulations, buddy. It seems that you're finding 5s all around you, man. But with this, you're actually able to like tell when somebody's online. And this is look, man, Dark Shadow got 11 trophies since the time I didn't refresh this leaderboard. Everybody give this guy a round of applause. What a goat, man. But as you can see, this is really useful for finding out who's online whenever you get onto the game. So if there are any players on here that you would not like, e.g. Philip38 or Sawyer Forces, those are people that I wouldn't want to race. If I see their trophies moving and I tap their name, well, I know not to get on the bloody game, man. And unfortunately for all of you, you're probably thinking, that's a really time-consuming technique, Typho. Why are you sharing this? Well, unfortunately for you, this is what so many top players are doing all the time. It's nearly predatory, but you don't want to get caught in the crossfire, so it's a high risk nowadays to get on the game without doing your due diligence, you know what I mean? So it's best to get on, check out Leaderboard a little bit, try and get a fair idea of who's playing, because if you don't know, you'll never know who you're going to come up against. But if you have done a little bit of research prior to doing your first race, you could nearly predict who you're going to get, or in fact control who you're going to get, if you're at an appropriate enough trophy count to do so. And this is a very useful trick for people to climb. I know so many people that use it, and it works really well. So apologies to you top players for sharing this trick, but we gotta let them know, man. We need to get people and keep them in the scoop, man. So yeah, it's time to get to the nitty gritty stuff, because as you know, I'm not going to be able to turn you into an overnight ultra. I really wish I could. I would love to do that even to myself, but to do so, you're going to need to get yourself an empty phone case. You're going to need to get yourself many hours of sleep, and what you're going to want to do is jump into your bed, close your eyes, and start swiping the phone screen of that empty phone case. And you're thinking, wait, there is no screen in there. Just think that you're playing on Suburban Speedway, man. It's speed battle time, man. It's sandbag time all the time. But if you do this, you will be able to play with 2 thumbs the next time you go on speed battle, and you will be dodging everything. Science may not back me up on this one. Don't go and consult with science. Just take my word. Do it, man. You will be the best speed battle player. Blasphemy aside, I do think 2 thumbs is the definitive way to play speed battle. Now, you can play with one hand. You can play with mapped keys on BlueStacks. You can maybe even play with a controller if you're crazy enough. I don't know if that's possible, but I do know that the recent iOS update does allow for controller connections now, and there's like some game mode, which is pretty cool. But I do think that 2 thumbs will, you know, give you the best results. It allows you to maneuver and use items and think very fast. I've said this like so many times, and I feel like a broken record, explaining this right now. But I do have to act like it's new for the people that haven't seen the previous videos, so do forgive me for that. But 2 thumbs, man. Swear by it, trust in it, and you will be doing way better in speed battle, I promise. It's time that we tackle the big S word, and I don't mean any curse words. I'm talking about the cursed playstyle. This style has been in many other kart racing games. It's actually been in speed battle since its conception, I would nearly say. But the ideology of sandbagging, holding on to a boost or falling behind on purpose to get yourself the best item in the game to maximize your chances of winning later, it's obviously one of the most corniest tactics out there, but unfortunately it has infested speed battle to the highest degree, and you need to be aware of this if you want to win. You need to be playing every race with the assumption that most players that you're running beside are in fact smuggling a boost to the finish line, and if you don't see them using a shield especially, that should be your telltale sign that that person is in fact holding a boost. Now, some characters like EGR or Movie Tales, stuff like that, they'll have shield items. Don't worry about that. Those shields are different, bro. Always just assume these people have boosts. Like, that's just the way that you need to be playing speed battle all the time now. And how do you counter this? Well, you need to sandbag yourself. Are you going to get rewarded for frontlining and trying to run away in first? Not anymore. Now we have an NPC bot in every single event, in practically every race, and this bot has the ultimate ability to snipe you with firecrackers, with its boost, with a mini boost. This is just Lunar Tangle I'm talking about, by the way. Every other bot has been the master gatekeeper in some way, shape or form. Better than some players almost. So Hardlight, you don't have to give the challenger bot or the special bot extra damage anymore. Stop being bums. The bot is already as retarded as it gets. Let's leave it as is, or maybe, cut it back a little bit and bring back 4-player lobbies. But this is a video on how to get trophies, not me lecturing the devs who don't care anyway. I better talk about rings a little bit, because as you might have noticed recently, they have not gotten rid of the whole splash effect thing where if people get hit, rings come out of them, which has become a really, really annoying feature because it allows for, movie super shadows and other super farm characters to accumulate rings that they shouldn't. Also helps for low starting ring characters to get up to 100 rings faster as well. So it's a very interesting change to the game, I must say. But another thing I want to say is that ring speed goes up in increments of 10. So whether you have 71, 75 or 79 rings, all 3 of those values will be traveling at the same speed given that it's the same character. You want to get your rings up to the next increment of 10 as quickly as possible if you want your speed to increase, and if you want to maximize the value of your boosts, you also want to have 100 rings so that way your boost is going as fast as it possibly can. With the way the game has gone, it can be very hard to keep 100 rings all the time, because I'm going to talk about something else now in a second. That's very important. But ring speed can be a winning and losing factor in a lot of situations. Like, you don't want to be getting too far ahead to give people boosts, but you do want to be able to break away if the opportunity presents itself. This is assuming that you're playing with the sandbag playstyle, by the way, can I just disclose that? But yeah, rings, very, very important. Losing rings, bad. You don't want to lose them too often. The only way you want to lose rings would be like this. This being obstacle hits. They've been around for a long time, but recently, due to top players and how well they do with it, obstacle hitting has become a really common technique among players as a way to kind of safeguard yourself from other people's attacks. Whether it be you wanting to activate your boost safely, stack a boost, or protect yourself from some crazy item spam that's coming your way, running into a wall is probably the best -10 that you can take, because it's not a crazy stumble depending on your acceleration and strength stats. You don't want to get hit by that spear trap, or that fearless strike from Movie Knuckles, or that explosive mine, or that ice bomb from Xena, for example. Sometimes that wall will save your life, and unfortunately, it's a very, very common technique used by players. So if you've found yourself racing somebody and you mashed a bunch of traps or projectiles and you thought that you hit them, but somehow they didn't get hit, there's a very high chance that they ran into a wall and gave themselves some iframes, man. These would be some of the most important techs that earn people very easy wins, because if you're able to keep yourself protected from item stumble, which is probably the worst thing in the whole game, let's be honest here. Like, if you're getting hit by like lucky horseshoes or big high flying attacks that do lots of damage, you'll know about it, like, and you're going to be mega behind. And it's never fun to be behind, because nobody wants to get -18 or minus 21, which is what common people get for 3rd place, by the way. So we'll talk about some trophy stuff now. But this last one, I think this is going to be enough after this, but every speed battle race that you get, right, your trophy winnings and losses are predetermined based on the players that you got. I don't know the formula myself. I don't think any players do, but the ones that have the most experience can tell you just off eyeball what trophies that race will give you in every position 1 through 4th. I don't know how it works. It depends obviously on the gaps between you and the players that you match with, you know. It's so like 100, 200, 300. Them kind of lobbies will give you 6, 7, 8 trophies. And I know I said the fucking number, chill out. Oh my god, man, I'm fucking losing it already. Like, but if you get players that are like 500 to 900 trophies below you, you're going to be seeing +3s, +4s, -8s, -19s, -27s if it's a 4-player race, you know, crazy minuses. And I'm not even giving you the exact numbers there, but the more you play, you'll begin to realize everything is pretty like patternistic in this game, and you'll see races giving you the same amount of trophies very often. You'll actually in fact find yourself, if you're like in a session where you're jumping up and down in trophies, you will definitely find yourself at the same numbers really often. More often than not, one particular number. And, well, I don't know what that number is for you, but, like, whenever you're climbing, this happens everybody. So don't feel alone if that happens to you. It's not that you're bad. We're all bad, I guess. But this actually does happen to everyone. So whether I have Alzheimer's, I'm washed, or that really is all I have to share about speed battle tips in this day and age. But I really hope that this video has helped somebody out there, and I hope that it makes your trophy climbing experience in some capacity better. And I would love to know if I missed anything, so leave it in the comments down below if there was something that I should have covered, and hopefully we can make another one of these renditions in the future. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, but it's been your main man Typho. I'm going to sign off for now. Best luck with your trophy climbs. The season's nearly ending. I hope you all get what you aim for. So I'm going to sign off for now. I hope you've had a good one. Have a good evening. Peace out.